And welcome to Angel Meadow. I am Mama D, also known as Darlene. I am your hostess for this evening's show. Okay, I'm your hostess all the time. Um, Tonight, yes, I know we're a little bit early, but because my guest has a life and he has things to do at normal time, so we're a little bit early. But if you're not in my chat room and you're not listening by phone or however else you listen, and you're listening to this in the archives, very, very interesting gentleman. And he's going to tell us a little bit about himself. But first, thank you very much, Lynne, for coming on my show. And guys, he's a little bit nervous, so if he stumbles, you just figure he's amazed by my beauty. Okay. Hey, Jamie, how you doing?
I'm doing okay. Thank you. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Doing a little bit better in the football. We won't talk sports, will we?
Oh, yeah, if you want to.
Okay, no, because this is about your books, not about football.
Okay.
We're staying a little warm because we had some of that white stuff that fell on the ground this morning, but I slept through it, so I'm okay. Yes.
Don't want any of that.
That's a 4-letter word in my book. In my household, people need to have their mouths washed out with soap.
Yeah.
Okay, tell everybody a little bit about you, please.
Okay. Yeah, like you said, I am a little bit nervous. This is the first time I've done, an interview live like this. But it's an honor, and I'm very excited. And thank you for having me on your show.
It's my pleasure.
I'm Jamie Lynne Booth. I'm 50 years old. I live in Connecticut, in the United States, and but I'm from the South. I'm actually was born and raised in Virginia in a small town that most people have never heard of called Manita. And I've been around though. I mean, I've lived in like 7 other states for Connecticut, and so yeah, I'm an author, and it's a passion of mine. It's a gift that I believe that I was blessed with. I wrote for years before, mainly poetry, before I actually wrote my first novel. I started writing my first novel in August of 2012. And it's called Nightmares and Dreams. But it's a different genre than what I write today. I work with people with disabilities. It's a full-time job, and it's a privilege to be able to do that. Helping them, and it's helping me. They don't realize really how much they help me, being part of my life and part of my journey. And so when I'm not working, I'm usually writing, or I might take a break from writing. I like to read too, and I do watch a little bit of TV, but I don't watch much. Like there's a Cowboys game on right now, but I'm recording it, so I'll watch it later. I don't know. What else?
Okay. First, you sort of piqued my interest with a few things. You said you first started writing poetry.
Yeah.
I didn't know that you wrote poetry. See, I learned new things about you. Can you remember one poem?
Top of my head?
Mm-hmm.
I can't, but I have them online. I have them where I can read one to you.
Okay, if you can find it, great.
Yeah, just give me a moment, just a few clicks. Yeah, poetry is something that I've always enjoyed doing, and it's amazing, really, because there's times where I can just get inspired by anything, and the words will flow very easily. And there's times where I want to write something, and but I struggle with it. But it's like writing a novel too, though, because sometimes words just come smoothly, and sometimes they don't. So I'm gonna read. Well, I have love poems. I have inspirational poems, but there's one in particular. Let me see if I can find. Do you want to read a love poem, or do you want to hear?
Yeah, find the one that has got you.
One of my favorite love poems is called "I Can Only Imagine."
Okay.
I wrote this November 24th, 2014, and it goes like this: I can only imagine how it would be to breathe in your scent as you sighed in my ear. Hold you within my loving arms as you cling to me for my love. I can only imagine how it would feel to have you wrapped around me, to have you call my name as our bodies beat as one. I can only imagine how you would taste as our tongues meet to become one, as I travel down your entirety and cause you to soar high, so high. I can only imagine the climatic experience of your touch, kisses, and hugs every night and morn, every moment I feel reborn. I can only imagine how it would be if I woke from my fantasies, found you were real and not a dream, and you gave me your heart and forever claimed mine. I can only imagine.
Oh, that's nice.
I forgot exactly what was in there. I apologize for that.
Do you have a book of those or that's published?
I do not, but my short story collection is it's called Timeless Hope, and it's on Amazon. I have written 6 short stories, and 5 of those came from some of my poems. And I'm looking for one in particular that I did write. Here it is. Short story about, and it's called The Miracle. So I would like to read that one if it's all right.
Yeah, go ahead.
I wrote this. It's called The Miracle. I wrote this on April 27th, 2010, while I was living in Colorado. Okay. She was sitting on the corner of 23rd and Main, a little red handbag all scuffed and worn. The shades she wore couldn't hide her pain, covering herself with a coat ragged and torn. She sat and watched the cars drive her by. Nobody stopped to offer a helping hand. Seeing her as I ate made me want to cry, and she reached for her handbag and tried to stand. She tumbled and fell into the grass on her side, her in the world I once had to see. I ran to her 'cause this I cannot abide. Seeing her not even whimpering the plea. Take her hand and help her to the bench, and offer her a meal with something to drink. Hunger and thirst I hope to quench. She stares at me and doesn't even blink. She smiles and utters, "Thank you, my son," and puts her small hand on my arm. Then my spirit felt light that once weighed a ton. Her face glowed 'cause I meant her no harm. Pain you bear is gone from your life, is all she says as she turns to walk away. My phone rings, I answer, it's my wife. The news I hear makes my mind begin to sway. Cancer is gone, the doctor has said. But I thank you, Lord, as I look to the sky. Great news, I knew, not what I had dread, not knowing how, not knowing why. I looked to the bench, but the lady was gone, with no hope to see her one last time. In her place was a note she had drawn. For your compassion, my son, may your life shine.
Wow, I like that. Can you copy and paste that into the chat room, because it will be recorded so everybody can hear it, but in case anybody wants to see it for themselves,
Yeah.
and put it into the chat room, so that'd be cool too. I like that. You're
Okay.
good. Yeah.
Most of the poetry that I write today is like that, it's inspirational.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the, I haven't written a love poem in a while. Oh, it's saying the
Well,
message is 300. But I'll paste what can, what's not there. I'll paste that again.
okay. I didn't know there was a minimum of words, but okay. See, somebody's gonna try it. Okay. So, what was it that made you go from poetry to a novel?
Well, I've always wanted to write a novel, and for a very long time, I didn't believe in myself.
Okay.
I am. One second. Get down to the bare minimum here. Here's most of it. That's not on this. Let me go back and get that. The rest of this real quick. All right. I think that's all of it. Okay. Sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah, I didn't believe in myself for a very long time because, you know, not trying to get too deep, but, you know, the life that I had growing up wasn't very good. I just, you know, leave it at that. And it was a very abusive childhood. And I was always led to believe that I would never amount to anything.
Mm.
So I didn't think that I would be able to do it. I didn't think it would amount to anything. I didn't think I would be successful with it. And so I kept my poetry to myself. I never really tried to write a novel until I guess in my 30s. But whenever I did try to do it, I couldn't complete it because, again, I just didn't believe in myself. And finally, in 2012, things changed in my life to where I was starting to look at life differently. I was starting to feel I was learning that I needed to make a lot of changes. In order for my life to get better, I had to make changes inside myself. And I had to, you know, I was blessed with certain people in my life to help me along that journey. And so I was home one day and my laptop was sitting on the table and I looked at it. I'm pacing back and forth in the kitchen and I'm thinking, you know, this is never going to happen if I don't start it.
Mm-hmm.
So I sat down and I had an idea and I went with it, and it took me like 3 months. I wrote the first rough draft of Nightmares and Dreams. That was my first novel.
I don't have the book cover for Nightmares and Dreams, but I do have this one. I like how your name's nice and big. Never Again. Now, where do you get your inspiration for your books? Because your books are inspiring. I have to admit, I've got 3. I've read this one. Another one is not connected, but the second one to this one I haven't read yet. But it's on my desktop for reading. But where do you get your inspiration? Like, not this one, but the other book that I kind of sort of fell in love with was Trinity and Gates. That was House of Refuge. Where do you get your inspiration for that?
House of Refuge actually is very interesting where I got that. I was with a friend and we were on our way to an amusement park a few years ago, or a couple years ago. I can't remember exactly. 2 or 3 years ago. It was a nice, beautiful, sunny day, and we were on our way to a water park. And she was driving. I didn't have a car at the time. And so we're going up the road. I'm looking out the side window, and we passed this small building with a white worn sign that said House of Refuge. And that just clicked in my head. And I looked at her and I said, that would be a great title for a novel. And at that time, sort of had an idea of where I wanted to go with it, but I wasn't 100% sure. But I felt like my higher power was speaking to me and said, I want you to write this. This is, you know, going to be an inspirational romance, and was inspired by that. Just the title itself. So the entire novel came from the title.
Okay.
And in my opinion, it's a beautiful story, you know, about a woman who was in an abusive relationship and she had to escape in order to survive. And her connection with God was formed back the way she wanted it, and she blessed with falling in love with the man who was protecting her.
Yep. Very interesting characters. And the connection between them. Whereas I have to say, the last book that I read, which was in any way connected to romance, was my mother's Harlequin romance novels. And it's been so long, a long time since I read those. But when you first gave me the book to read, I was like, it's kind of romancy. But there was things, especially to this one, because this is my first one, so I sort of stuck in my brain. It's not. It's got I wouldn't know if you would call it Christianity, but it's got God in there. And now a lot of people would be like, oh my God, it's God. You know, that's kind of weird, but yeah, you know what I mean. And it's not preachy. Your books don't preach. What they do is they more preach faith, that she has faith, that you have faith for whatever you do. And it also gives you that you had to have faith in yourself to be able to write these books.
Yes.
You know,
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was actually telling someone today, a coworker of mine, that one of the greatest gifts that I have in my life today is the fact that I believe in myself.
Mm-hmm.
And for 45 years, I did not. I didn't believe in myself about anything, you know. And now I have 8 books on Amazon. I have actually two others that I've written, that one that's been published but is no longer available, and the one that I've recently finished that's out, that I'm trying to find an agent for. And that's a very important book for me. I have 3 novels: House of Refuge, Never Again, When Never Again Happens. They're all inspirational romances. And like you said, they do have God in it, but it's more about building faith with whatever higher power you believe in, and having faith in yourself, and that you're going to get through whatever turmoil that you're going through.
Yeah.
You know, that's really what they're about, you know. And hopefully the fact that I mentioned God in it isn't going to turn anybody off, but
I don't think so, because like I said, it's not Bible thumping. It's not, you know, sort of putting it in your face, and if she didn't believe otherwise, yada yada. She allows herself to believe. She allows herself to have faith in what her higher power is. And in this case, you use the word God. Many people will use other words, so it doesn't really, for me, it doesn't make it. It makes a difference, but it doesn't make a difference. You know, so long as you have faith in whomever your higher power is, it's a major plus. But the thing is, she has faith in herself, and this is what she teaches in your writing. And what you teach in your writing is that you have to have the faith in yourself, the faith that, you know, that you can write amazing books, some pretty deep poetry, which I'm hoping will eventually get into a book as well. So, you know, I can ask for an autographed copy.
well, I try to put at least one poem in my books now, like the one I recently finished, The Strings. Mm-hmm. There's a couple poems in the back of the book that I wrote, and there's 2 in the story itself. You know, and not everything I write is, well, everything I write now is inspirational of some sort.
Okay.
The string is more inspirational than romance. There's a little bit of romance in it, but I'm a romantic person, so it's kind of hard for me not to include some in there. But it's not what I would call a romance novel. It's more of an inspirational novel. And I believe it's more of a commercial fiction, what it is, but it's inspirational.
We have 2 people in our chat room. Hey, Scott. Hey, Leo. Thank you guys for showing up late, but it's not your fault. We started early. Jamie's fault.
My fault, I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. That's one thing about this show, is you never apologize. I never apologize. So nobody else should. We do what we have to do. Okay, so I put your Facebook page and the links to your Amazon and a link to your Twitter, because I follow you on Twitter too. So if anybody is in the future listening to this and they are a literary agent, I think we'll slowly on that words. If anybody's a literary agent and wants to get a hold of Jamie Lynne, please contact him on Facebook. Just say you saw him on the show, heard him on the show, whatever, so that he knows that you're not a total goony bird for listening to my show.
I am actively looking for an agent. So,
well, we're going to actively help you in every way we can, because like I said, I've read your books. I've read 2 out of the 3 that I have, and they're very interesting. And you and I, it's funny because you said that your first book that you wrote was in 2012. And I can't even remember when we became friends or how we became friends, but 2012 is again a significant date for me. It's when I created Mama D. So it's like everything happens for a reason, whether we realize it at the time or not. So, but I've watched you and the ups and downs and roller coasters of life that just sort of affect us all.
Yeah.
But you put them to use, because you put them into faith, you put them into, like I said before, you have like 8 books on Amazon, but you're working on one. You have one already, we'll say it's finished, but it's not finished. You're working on one, and I'm sure you got at least 2 or 3 more going on in that brain of yours.
Yeah.
It's like, I've never known somebody to have so much going on at one time, because it's like every time I see something on Facebook, you're like, you're either going to work, or you're saying that you've just done so many thousands of words, and I'm going, oh my God, I can barely put 2 sentences together. That's why I'm on radio and not in print, because you enjoy what you do, and you.
The
Go
passion
ahead.
line, I
Oh
feel
yeah.
really weird when I'm not actively working on something. Like I try to watch a movie occasionally. I feel guilty because I'm not at my computer, doing something. But yeah, I do. I have a lot of ideas in my head right now, and actually, for the stream, the one that I'm trying to find an agent for, it's done. I mean, I know that once I get blessed with an agent and everything, there's going to be a lot of work that they're going to need me to do to it also. And once I get a book deal, there's a lot that's going to have to happen. I realize that, but it's ready to be with an agent.
Okay. It's time.
Yeah. And I well, like House of Refuge, Never Again, When Never Again Happens, they're with a small press publisher,
Mm-hmm.
and Nightmares and Dreams and The Morning After are also with a different one. But I don't, and I'm grateful on their own, but I feel underrepresented,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like I hope I don't come across like I have an ego, but I feel like my work is as good as a lot of the ones you see in bookstores today. And I really believe in myself. I believe in my work, and I want to get that. I want to be there. That's my goal.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's not coming across like you have an ego, because everybody has an ego with learning, uh, spiritual, metaphysical, the way I've been going with these days. Ego is part of who we are. I think the most important thing is that you're not living egotistically. Okay? Because growing up, even when you used to say, oh, well, I can do this, it's like, well, calm down, you're going to get a big head, and you have a big ego. And people would talk negatively about it, but in some respects, you have to have that. You believe in what you do. You believe in yourself. You believe in your work. And your work is like your babies, So
Yeah.
whether they're two-legged, four-legged, or two-legged, four-legged, or in books, it's important that you believe in it. So it's not being ego. You are good. Like I said, I've read it, and they're both very good books. There's Scott in the chat room. Oh my goodness, that's so much. I agree. No apparent ego problems. LOL. We have to believe in what we do. Very true. And from Leo, I have a lot of ideas sometimes too. I guess a good question to ask would be, how do you stick to them? I have at least 3 video games that are unfinished, and day to day I can't seem to find the will to finish them, even after hours of work, and the fact that I still have these ideas about these things. So see, there you're going to help somebody figure out how to stay on track. How is it that you got the first novel in your mind? How is it you focus? How is it that you make the time to stay with it until it's finished?
Well, I'll be honest with you. Some of the books that I have out now, compared to my very first one, is somewhat different. When I wrote my first novel, I was in a situation where I was very, very hungry,
Mm-hmm.
figuratively and literally.
Mm-hmm.
And I was living in a sober house. I was very early. I'm not ashamed to say I'm in recovery. I'm coming up on 6 years. And but at that time, I had 6 months. And I'm not going to say what happened 6 months before that, but some very bad things happened. I went to a sober house to get myself together, and I had 9 roommates. I had 9 male other roommates in that sober house, so I had very little time, I had very little quiet time. I had to really focus on, for me personally, this is just me personally, I had to focus on getting myself better in every degree of my life.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, writing that novel and believing in myself at that time was my outlet. And that's what I was very hungry to get that done. And over the last 5 years and 8 months since then, I've been blessed with more books than I ever dreamed of being able to write. And each and every one of those, every time I get an idea, I'll either write down the idea, because there's been times where I'll be in bed and I get this idea and wish that I would have got up and wrote it down, because by the time I get up in the morning, I forgot it. But there's been times where I would write the synopsis, or I would write a blurb or just a general quick um, idea of what I want the book to be about, and I'll
Mm-hmm.
put it to the side because I might be in the midst of writing something else. And I don't like writing more than one at the same time, because I don't want to get confused and get them mixed up by accident or whatever, because I do have work and everything else to focus on as well. But like House Refuge, for example, that's one we're looking at now. Once I was ready to sit down, I had the idea already, but it took me like a year to actually sit down and start writing that novel where I could focus on just that novel. And
So you may get more than one idea at a time, but you have to make yourself focus on the one to finish, even though you've got, like you said, you've got a file folder in your brain there that's got going, okay, there's this one, then this one, then this one. But I gotta do this one, take one, focus on it, and finish it.
yeah, I have to, like you said, I have to get focused on just that. Life happens where we get distracted sometimes, which I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure, Leah, you can understand that. But whatever, like your games, whatever game you're working on or you want to work on, write down as much information about that as you can. If you have 3 different games that are unfinished, try to focus on one at a time. What is in your heart? That's what some advice somebody gave me one time. And I said, when I told them I had like 5 different ideas for novels, I didn't know which one to write. They said, which one do you feel the most about? Work on that one. So that's the advice I tell myself all the time. And because I have all these ideas, like I'm starting one now called The Bubblegum Rapper. I know that sounds like a kid's book maybe, but it's a very serious novel actually.
Do
And
you start? Here's a quick one. Hey, when you bubblegum wrapper, you're gonna start the book and you're gonna write it out. Do you always stay at the end of it? Stay with the same title you started with, or have you ever changed titles?
I've only changed it once.
Okay.
I get the title gets in my head, and I work around that.
Okay. Makes
I
sense.
got inspired to write the book the morning after by a picture of a cup of coffee. That's all it was. It was a cup of coffee. That's all it was. And for some reason, the idea of writing a story called The Morning After, it clicked with me. I actually co-wrote that with another author. That's the only book that I've written with someone else. I just wanted to do it with just for the fun of it.
Mm-hmm. Here is
Right, you're right, Scott.
cover.
I should have a pen and paper next to my bed.
Dream journals. They work for writers. They work for gamers, and they work for everybody in general. You can call it a dream journal. You can call it get your ass and write it down journal. Or if you have a cell phone that has a recording thing to it. Just for me, I don't write. I'm the verbal. I'm not the writing thing. So I'll make myself notes on guests that I want or shows that I want to do as my cell phone is. There's a certain spot on it I can just record, and I can go back later and write it up on the computer. But at that moment in time, when you wake up, you need to have that something. So if there is a journal next to you or a phone next to you that you can use, and yes.
But just to answer Scott's question, yes, that is the cover to Never Again. Whatever pictures, I don't know, how many pictures do you have of my books?
I have the 3. I can get more.
Well, the ones you have are probably that's the cover for When Never Again Happens. Now, I have a funny story about this. I actually, When Never Again Happens was supposed to be Never Again. Because I had a totally different idea of what I wanted to write. I even wrote the outline for When Never Again Happens. And when I started writing it, something else came over me, and it's like, this isn't what I want to do. This isn't how I want the story to go. I wrote the story, and it became Never Again, and When Never Again Happens became the sequel to Never Again.
Okay.
It was weird how that all flowed, and I'm very happy with how it worked out, to be honest with you.
Well, I happen to like them. That's why I've got those 3, because those are the 3 novels that I have. But you do have, there's the morning after you wrote with Erin Lee, I believe the name is.
Yeah.
And you've got My Valentine, Timeless Hope, a collection.
Yeah, that's 6 short stories, 5 of which came from poetry that I wrote.
There you go. See, the poetry started you in the writing, but it also started you in a book. So you said your first book was Nightmares and Dreams.
Nightmares and Dreams. That's a very intense novel. I write differently now because of the content. Okay. But that was my first novel. It's still my baby. Even though I don't write exactly like that anymore, it's still one that I am proud of. So, because
didn't read all your books. Tell us a little bit about Nightmares and Dreams, your very first novel.
Well, Nightmares and Dreams, it's focused really towards the hatred in society towards the LGBT community. Mm. The reason why I chose to write that in particular was because at that time there was so much chaos on the news about sexuality, about transgender, and
still is.
It still is, but it was really heavy on the news at that time. Seeing on the news about transgender female being killed or beat up, because they wanted to go to the bathroom that they felt like they should go to. Mm-hmm. And I just felt a lot of compassion for them, and so I wanted to write a story, meaningful story that a lot of people could relate to about hatred in general, really, and how powerful it is, but how even more powerful love can overwhelm that, how it can beat that, how you can get through however big your mountain is in your life, you can get through that because of love. Mm-hmm. It's about Christy and Heather, who are lesbians, and the main character is Christy, and she, wow, it's a very powerful story. Hope I don't get emotional. It's about her kissing Heather to help somebody, and because of the woman they help, her husband, who is the main bad guy, and Christy gets kidnapped, and some really bad things happen. In order for her to survive, she needs to somehow get away and get back to Heather. Okay. I don't want to give away too much of the story, Um, it's a very intense story. I had to do some. There were times when I was writing that I had to stop. I had to get up and walk away because it was so intense to me.
Okay.
But it's as realistic as I could possibly make it. That's some of the research I had to do, but whoever reads it, I haven't heard anything negative about it. I've had some really good reviews on that novel.
Okay. Scott asks, silly question probably, do you do lots of research and interviews, or do your stories just flow from your mind?
It's not a silly question, but thank you, Scott. I do research on whatever I need to do research on. Like obviously, where I base the story, I'm not going to know all the demographics of it. And Nightmares and Dreams in itself, and some of my other novels are based where I grew up in Manita, so I know those demographics pretty decent, pretty well. But like right now, I'm thinking about writing a book about called I Remember, about a man who has retrograde amnesia.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have amnesia. I don't know anybody who has amnesia, so I have to do research on it. There's any kind of medications or exercises they have to do in order to help try to get the memory back. I have an idea to write a novel about a woman with breast cancer. I need to do research on that. So whatever I feel like I need to do research on, I might be writing it, and then I'll put in bold, like parentheses, also go back and do research on this when I get done writing the first draft.
Okay.
Well, so as I'm rewriting it, I'll remember, okay, I need to look up this and that, whatever.
Okay, well, I just put up the cover for Nightmares and Dreams. Leo in the chat room says, I came out 6 years ago. I came out trans 6 years ago, as I know the feeling. Even living here in Canada, I was pretty scared to come out. And ADHD kicking in again. What was the name of this one again? I just put the cover up. Nightmares and Dreams.
Nightmares and Dreams. And also, just real quick, go back to Scott, this is actually my first real interview. And the stories, sometimes they flow really, really well.
Mm-hmm.
And there's times where I can sit down and I can write for like a long time and feel really, really good about what I wrote. Or I might sit here and I struggle and stare at the cursor as it's flashing at me, But, and thank you. And congratulations, Leo, for coming out as trans. It takes a remarkable amount of courage to do that. Whether you're gay, bi, lesbian, transgender, whatever, because society, especially in some areas wherever you may live, it can be very frightening, and so to be able to do that, and that's awesome. Congratulations on having that courage, and I hope things are going very well for you. But if you would check out Nightmares and Dreams, I think you would like it, because there is a character in there that's trans, who's actually Chrissy's brother. The story has more to it, and it has alcoholism in it, it has transgender in it, it has sexuality in it, it has hatred in it, it has so much. The story has so many things in it that can help people in that society today, the issues that's been in our society for years and still going on. This is one of my favorite books, even though I don't, the language and some of the stuff that's in it, I don't write like that anymore, but it's still a book that I'm proud of.
Yeah, because everybody has to start somewhere, and that was where you needed to be at that time. That's the words you needed to use at that time for this book, for this expelling everything that was in you that needed to. You had to uncork that little genie in the bottle, and once the first puff of smoke came out, which was Nightmares and Dreams, then all the rest of the stuff comes along as well. And yes, you are doing an amazing job for being your first interview. Yes! And I'm in. Yeah.
I will tell you that when I was finishing writing that, when I was in my living room of the sober house with my laptop in my lap, typing out the last page, and I was crying. I was crying because I completed the first draft of my first novel. It was a very moving experience for me.
Mm.
and it's like I'm moved. I'm not crying now, but I can feel, the emotion inside me now. The dream come true.
Oh,
And
yeah, because it is part of you, and it's part of you. You put your emotions, even if it's not a life story, there's always some part of you that goes into your words, that goes into your books. The emotion, and like you said, when you do, okay, you're not a lesbian, so you couldn't know exactly what they feel, but you do the research, and for everything I've seen you do along the way, your heart is in everything you do.
yeah,
You
it
know,
is. Thank
you're
you.
not just like, okay, I wrote it and it's done. Because I think the last novel you wrote down, I think you did a rewrite or a read through or whatever you want to call it, at least twice that I saw, I think. So it's it's not like you just kind of go, okay, we're done, and let somebody else go through the editing and the fixing. You do it a few times before you actually maybe hand it over to somebody else to edit and
Yeah.
bring you back a book filled with lines and.
You're referring to the one that I'm trying to get an agent for, which is the
Yes.
stream. Yeah, I wrote it, and then I rewrote it, and then I revised it, and then I sent it out to edit it, and then I revised it again.
Yeah, see?
And I had a couple of people read it, and it's like it takes a lot of work. And people I hear people say all the time how I've always wanted to write a book. How long does it take? This and that. It takes a lot of work. You can't just sit down one time and write a book. And I just like the games that Leo wants that he's working on. I'm sure there's more than like whatever game he's creating. It takes more than one time. You have to go through it. You have to edit it. There's different drafts. It's like, but if it's something that you have a passion for, if it's a dream of yours, you continue to work toward that until, in your eyes, in your heart, it's a beautiful thing. And I just want to touch on the word dream. Like I used to work at an addiction facility very recently, and I worked there for like a year and a half. And people with addiction would come there to get help, and that really helped me stay grounded. It was an honor and privilege to work there. And I would hold groups, and I would tell them, I'd say, everybody has a dream, whether it's one that you had 20 years ago when you was a kid, or one that you have now, whatever it is. I said that dreams come true, but you have to work for them. I have something right here, but when you can't see it, it's behind the computer. I have several things taped to my windowsill on flashcards, on index cards. One is trust your vision. One says leave worry and doubt behind, walk through your fear, and make faith your new best friend. The other one's dreams only become reality if you work for them. You can dream all you want to, but until you start putting one foot in front of the other to make those dreams come true, they're always going to be a dream. My dream was to write a book. I've written 10. And now I'm beginning another one. I only have 8 available on Amazon right now, but I've written 10. And but I have goals now. My goal is to get an agent, to get a big time publishing deal, to be able to move back home, in a place close to the beach, and write full time. And that's my dream now, and it's a very realistic dream, and it's going to happen because I believe in myself. I believe in my dream. I believe in myself.
And I believe it's going to happen too, because you are always, again, you have at least, as I know, you have a book that you're working on, a book that's somewhat finished. It's finished. It just needs to have the agent and the publishing and yada. The one you're working on, and then you have at least 2 or 3 going on, different ideas going on in your head. So
Yeah.
it's not like you say, okay, fine, I'm done. Okay, now I'll just go, because like you said, you try and sit there and watch TV, and the ideas are rolling around in your head. So that's when you may not be able to sit in front of the laptop, because you do have to do something to veg, and some people don't get it, that your writing is still your way of vegging, because it's there, and it's got to come out, otherwise you're just like, well. Oh, a quick shout out. Hello, Brian. Welcome. Hello, guest.
Hello, Brian.
So, or should I say good morning, Brian? Because Brian's from Australia.
Oh, I love the Australian accent.
Well, he's British over. They shoved him over to Australia because they didn't want him over,
Well,
as you can tell.
I love the English accent also. I was going to say that. But I just want to
Hmm.
touch on something real quick before I forget on something that you mentioned a few minutes ago. Is that I write everything from my heart. That's true in every single thing that I write because I think it's extremely important. Well, for me personally, I mean, there's a lot of people, there's a lot of different genres people write in,
Hmm.
and I respect them, and I know that there's like hundreds of thousands of authors out there, published and unpublished, and they take pride in what they do, and I'm sure that it's for what they write. So I'm just saying this for me personally on what I write. That I want to write every single thing I write. I want to reach into the reader's heart, their mind, and their soul in some way, move them in some way to affect them in a positive way. Everything that I write, I want people to be affected by it, their emotions, hopefully their spirituality, mentally.
Hmm.
I want, especially their emotions. I want when people tell me that something that I wrote has made them cry. I thank them. I say that's good. That means I've touched your heart in some way. So in order for me to write something that I think is worthwhile, I write it from my heart. A lot of what I write from experience. I don't know something. Every single thing that I've written, I'm in it somewhere because I feel like me having that experience, and not only emotionally and spiritually and mentally, and physically, but it helps me make it a better quality writing.
Yes.
So and I have people saying stuff. I apologize. Leo
Mm.
said that is an understatement. I have to play test it while I'm in the middle of making it all the time to make sure there's no major glitches. Yeah, I can only imagine. I don't have any experience in what you do, but I can, definitely. But, or they get harder to fix as you go on. Sometimes I'll have to spend hours and hours on one thing that would seem so simple to do can cause the biggest headaches. I can only imagine. I'm not very tech-minded, so that I would make things worse if I tried to do something like that. So that's awesome. I hope to see your games out in the market at some point.
Oh, you will.
I enjoy video games. So um, Scott said another silly question. No, no questions are silly. When you look for agents, have you thought about the shade agents, e.g. LGBT focused
Niche.
ones? Yeah, I didn't think I said that right. A Google search like here in the UK brought up 10 immediately to actually look for writers. We all look for books that appeal to things we love or apply to us. And going such a niche agent help you break in. Honestly, right now, well, unfortunately, Nightmares and Dreams is with a small publisher right now, and it was contracted earlier this year for like 5 years. So there's nothing I can really do with that book. But I would, if I feel like the agent, if I get a letter back from an agent saying that they would like to represent me, if I feel like that agent could help me in my career, then yeah, I would go with them. I so yeah, I mean I'm not closed minded to any genre or any kind of agent as long as I think that they would be beneficial for my career. Hope that answers your question.
Okay. Yeah. So if anybody out there knows a good literary agent, and just let us know, okay?
Yes, please.
Because when, listen here, when you get your agent and when the book gets published, I get signed copy.
You will get a signed copy.
Ew.
I
And I
have
know it's gonna happen.
thank you. Thank you for believing in me.
Oh, I do.
I currently have story letters out now to agents, and I get discouraged. I'm human. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I do believe in myself, and I believe in my work, and I believe that my higher power is going to bless me at some point. I don't know what exactly what his plan is for me,
Mm-hmm.
but I do believe that he's going to bless me. Just don't know when. But I have to do the footwork. I have to put
Yep.
the letters. I have to put the letters out there. I've sent out a lot of query letters. I have letters here in America, a couple places in England, and one or two in Canada. And so far, I've received 14 rejections. But I remind myself that even Stephen King or J.K. Rowling, they were rejected 30, 40, 50 times before they.
Exactly.
And look at them now.
Mm-hmm.
Look at them now. So I know what's going to happen, and I'm
Yeah.
ready for it. I'm ready for everything that comes with it. The traveling, the interviews, the book signings, the conventions, the speaker meetings, all that. I'm ready for all that.
I'm putting it out there now that when you become big and fancy and high and mighty, you still have to come back on to another interview with me about
I'm
the book.
never going to be high and mighty.
Oh, you're always going to be high and mighty in my books. I look up to you because, you know why I look up to you? Because you're not giving up. For all the struggles that you've been through what you've said here and what I've seen on Facebook and what we've spoken about many years ago. Okay, maybe 5. You don't stop, and which is really, I mean, aside from the fact that you helping yourself and you've helped Leo with some inspiration, which I'm sure he's going to get off his butt and do some work because I want the video games too. You don't give up, and it's as many as many people that, like you said, you've got 14 no's, but you might go through another 14 and then finally get that one that says hell yeah, and that'll be the one that will send the snow, the avalanche of tears and joy and jumping through the Facebook posts and everything else.
Once I finally get the official offer of representation and I sign the contract and everything, trust me, you will know. They'll be all over Facebook. I'll probably be crying. I'll be so excited. I'm gonna treat myself to a steak dinner.
Hot damn.
Yeah, and baked potatoes. It won't be healthy, but it'll be delicious.
That's right.
So, yeah, blowing snot bubbles and everything. And thank you, Scott. It's great to meet you too. I appreciate all y'all being here. I really do.
Well, like I said, I wanted you. Like I said, I've known you for a while, and I've loved your books that I've read, and the ones that I will read. And yeah, I'm gonna get a hold of Nightmares and Dreams. Actually, I think I might have it if it hasn't died with my other laptop.
I might have sent you the file for that years ago.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'll have to check that one out. But like I said, I've been through laptops since then, so I kind of killed them. I murdered my laptops. So we'll check it out.
I want to just say something about the stream. But that's the one that's out. I'm looking for an agent for is the stream. It's a hugely important book for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not trying to get religious, but God told me, I feel like over a year ago, God told me I needed to write that book. I kept putting it off, trying to write something else, trying to write a different project. And I could never no matter what I tried to work on other than the stream, I couldn't get anywhere with. Because that's not what he wanted me to write. The stream, it's about a man. It's in my hometown. It's where I grew up. It's in the house I grew up in.
Okay.
It's got a lot of me in that book. Experiences that I've had. And when I was in the foster home for 3.5 years, when I was a teenager, and it's a very powerful book for me to write that book for me. But I also wrote it because I believe the content of that book can help a lot of people. Because there's people that grew up the same way I did. And the stream is an actual place that I would go to a few miles from my home to escape, fish, connect with nature, and to forget about what I was having to live in. And of course he grows up, and he has his personal demons, and he struggles with those. He moves out of the area, and then he goes back to face those demons head on. And comes across, and he wants to go back to where he used to connect to his dream. It's really hard to say because I don't want to give too much over the way. But if there's an agent on here right now, I don't know if there is. If you're interested in it at all, give me your email address, and I will happily send you the first 3 chapters, whatever you want, the synopsis, whatever you want, and we can talk about it, whatever you want to do, and hopefully you would like it. It's a very powerful book.
It is, and it's like you said, it's a lot of you in there, probably, and I think this is, whereas Nightmares and Dreams was your first step, this one's Dream is the next step. Yeah. It's part of who you were. Nightmares and Dreams was part of who you were and what you were getting, different things you were getting back then. And now Streams is just another step in that journey. So I do believe that you will get an agent for this one, and this will bring you to the next step of your literary career, for the way of saying it, because it's who you are. You're not, you live it, you breathe it. You put, like I said, you put your heart into all of your books. And also, if anybody reads his books, you'll see just even the quick, the back page. Looking at the back page, I didn't realize, because I read the books, I didn't read the back page. And when I went to the preview, I said, "Ooh, back page." Never saw that one because I didn't actually have the book. And it's like, it just sort of grabs you in. So yeah, the Streams is just the next step, and it's going to get you where you want to go, even some places you may not want to go, because there's going to be a lot of people asking a lot of questions, because you did say parts of it is you, not the whole thing, but parts of it is you, even if it's just a foundation. Mm-hmm. So people are going to have a lot of questions, and they're going to want to know who Jamie Lynne Booth is. And all you have to say is he's an amazing man, and I am honored to call him my friend. And I have his first interview to One thing about this show is, as I said, is I like it that it raises the vibration of the world. It's got to hit at least one person, and I think you really did that one today as well. You hit that one person. You were able to help that one person, and maybe make them focus on what they need to do. Just giving them the extra little kick in the pants, Leo. Leo knows I love him.
Well, I did say this is my first. This is one of my first. I did another interview that hasn't aired yet. It's going to be airing next month on iHeartRadio, and I'm very excited.
I can't get on it. They won't let me on.
But you're the first. You're the first live one I've ever done, and
I'm live.
So it's really exciting, and I'm looking really forward to this. The one that's airing next month is for a show called Looking Around Town for the Love Inspired series.
Okay.
I've already done it. It's recorded. It just hasn't aired yet. So
well, when it does get aired, give me all the information and I will push it.
Thank you.
I'll make sure people listen to it. Sorry, but I lost my shoe. Anyway, but yeah, so this I think this is probably one of the better shows that I've done, because you are honest, you are sweet, honest, and you are a doll.
Thank you so much. You're a sweetheart. Thank you. Thank you for all the compliments. Thank you for believing in me, though, for real.
No, I don't, you know me, I don't say what I don't mean. And Scott, the boys in the chat room like to pick on me, just in case you haven't figured that one out. Well, except for Guest, who I'm not really sure who Guest is. Everybody has been in my life for, I think Scott's Scott's the oldest time-wise. Brian is the oldest age-wise. And Leo's the baby of the bunch. But if you notice, I'm surrounded by boys. Just the way Mama likes it. Got all her boys sticking around her, including my dog.
Dog?
My dog. Yeah. So if anybody has any questions, please pop them in the chat room. Anything. Yeah. Don't be shy. Wait a minute. This is my chat room. Nobody's shy in my chat room. They're not allowed to be.
Almost 2 years for what, Leo?
That Leo's known me. Has it been 2 years already, Leo? My goodness. Seems like just yesterday, but...
You trust it now.
Onyx is not a girly name, Mr. Stevenson, who wears a kilt.
What's her name?
Onyx.
Onyx.
Yes, and it's a boy. Here, hold on. Onyx, come here. Come get your lovely face on camera. That's Onyx. He's a Shih Tzu. And he's onyx because his nose is black and the rest of him is all white. And an onyx stone keeps away the negativity. So wherever I am is always positive and sweet and sunshiny. And my unicorns fart butterflies and rainbows.
Oh. I have a long-haired calico. Her name is Baby, and she's asleep on the couch.
Baby.
She's asleep on the couch right now. So.
Well, I also have an orange cat whose name is Ember because he's the embers of the fire. Oh. And Leo has a giant cat. So, and Scott has, and Scott has 2 Akitas.
Okay.
And they control his life, especially the female.
Once my career gets where I want it to go, I'm thinking about moving back home to Virginia. And I might move to a place called Long Beach, which is only like 3 hours from where I grew up.
Okay, so Long Beach is in Virginia, because there's also a Long Beach, California, right?
Yeah. But this is a small beach. It's laid back. It's not crowded. I can give you a place there, be right there at the beach, and I'm going to get you a dog, and I can write full time there. And then whenever I want to go to see family, I can just get in my Jeep. Oh, I don't have a Jeep, but I'm buying a Jeep.
You will.
I will. And just drive home. It's only like 3 hours from the beach, so that's what I'm thinking about doing.
That would be inspirational to always hear the sound of the waves and the seagulls and everything else that goes along with living by the beach.
Be good when I go to bed asleep too, the sound of the beach.
Oh yeah. I personally like the fall asleep to the sound of thunderstorms, but I'm strange, so what the heck. Anyway. Okay, so the book, we know Streams is Stream. Her ears are ringing. Stream is the next step in your path. Once we get you an agent and we get you all published, what is the next book that's...
Well, like I said, I just started working on Bubblegum Wrapper.
Okay.
And I'm actually inspired by someone that I know. I'm writing this novel based on her, with her permission.
Okay, so that was my question. Does she know that she is your inspiration, your muse?
She's actually very excited about it.
Good.
She's an incredible woman, and there's something about her that really inspires me, and I asked her if I could write a novel based on her. There'll be a lot of differences, but it's going to be based off of her, and I'm very excited about it, and it's going to be a very moving novel also. Everything I write.
Everything you write does have is moving. Like I said, I've read 3 books, and 2 books, sorry. And I'm being honest, I have 3, but I read 2. And you don't, you don't, it's not, it just sucks you in. I'm sorry, it sucks my heart into it, and it's like the first one I read, just sort of at that moment in my life, it just sort of depicted what I was going through, and I was like, I really should close this and not read anymore, but I need to know what's going on, you know. So it is good. So yeah.
Thank you.
But like I said, I think my next book for me to get is Nightmares and Dreams. I want to read that one. And if I have it, and if I have your permission, may I pass it on to Leo? I think that'll do him some good too. Okay, cool. Well, if nobody has any questions, and the frivolities come to an end, how not strange, Brian. I'm special.
We're all special.
Yeehaw.
Well,
I
some
like
more
being.
special than others, though.
Yes, I am. As my lovely friends in the UK say, I ride the short bus and I lick the windows. I don't know. I know it's not a good thing. I hug myself with that lovely jacket every night. But I was just going to get the Kindle one, so I put it on my reader. But I let you know. Okay, cool. Read it. Let me know what you think. I would suggest you friend with us with Jamie, and let him know what you think. Hold on a second.
Yeah, I'm on Facebook, so you can send me a friend request if you want. Let me know what you think of the book. Wherever you read mine, please leave a review. When you're done, please leave a review.
So there's Jamie Lynn's Facebook thing. And yeah, so read it. Let him know what you think. Let me know what you think. But don't tell me about the book till I read it. We'll have a talk about the show about the book. Never know. Have a book club conversation.
Cool.
Okay, we'll invite you for that one because you are the author. I was going to say artist. Who does the artwork of your books?
The publisher did.
Oh, okay. So did you have any say in the books?
Yeah.
And the covers, I mean, sorry.
Yeah. Author definitely. You have to give them, they'll send you a form to fill out. You give them kind of like general idea of what you want the cover to be, how you want it to look, and you work off that. And then before they finalize it, they show it to you. And I give the final okay, or if I like it or not. So.
Have you yet, of the books that you've published, have you ever said the first draft that they sent you kind of go, ooh, no?
Yeah. Hey, I don't say okay right away. I mean, I want the cover to look good,
Yeah, no, I understand. But I mean, have they ever been off target as to what you envision in your head? Okay.
Not so far off target, no. Like actually, I was very impressed with you. I was very impressed. The first time they showed them to me.
Okay, you have one here. I'll do this one quickly. Dark Moments and Silver Linings.
That's actually the sequel to Nightmares and Dreams.
Oh, is it? Okay.
It's not available because I need Nightmares and Dreams and Dark Moments and Silver Linings used to be with a different publisher.
Okay.
So they were removed from Amazon, but
they're still advertising it, just to let you know.
They don't remove them totally. For some reason, I've tried to get it removed, but they won't do it. I don't know why. So I went through Nightmares and Dreams again and had it edited again and submitted it to a different publisher, and they took it. And I just haven't went through Nightmares and Dreams again yet.
Okay.
It's a difficult book for me. I didn't actually, honestly, I didn't even intend on there being a sequel. I was because of some people in my life continuously asking for a sequel was why I wrote the sequel. And I feel like I need to rewrite it. I just haven't got around doing it yet because I keep having all these other ideas that I'm more inspired to work on.
Trying to find out if guest is your name, Debbie, because I'm guessing she's one of your friends, Debbie Goringe, Gorringe, shared the event. So, kind of wondering. It's curious when I have somebody in who's got a guest, whose just name is guest, and they don't speak and they quietly listen. But it's a good thing because they're listening. So there you go. Well, she's shy. Well, okay, we're going to say she for the moment because this way I'm not the only girl in the whole room. I got at least one other girl. And if it's he, I'm still surrounded by boys, all good-looking ones. Except, I'm sorry, guys, Scott's got the best legs. I've seen him in a kilt. It's okay, I have his wife's permission. SMH, smack my head?
Shake my head.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead, shake. It's me, you know, I can't not say something silly at some point in time. Well, I'm going to cut this short for tonight. I thank you immensely for men wearing wedding dress. Brian, stop giving away your secrets. You're so cute, but your legs ain't good enough. I need to thank you for coming on my show and agreeing to being the first live interview. Yay. Didn't realize that when you said yes. So thank you. And like I said, when you have your agent and when the book Streams is published, then I am hoping that you will come back and talk about it on the show again.
I will.
Okay.
Well, thank you for having me on here.
My
Thank
pleasure,
all y'all for
darling.
being here for me too. I appreciate it.
In the chat room, we have Brian Clover, Leo Halliwell, Scott Stevenson, and a secret guest. Thank you all for being here, and we will see you next week. I don't have a guest next week, so if anybody think about somebody to become a guest, let me know. I love you all, and I will see you very, very soon. Much love and butterfly kisses to everybody.
Thank you, everybody.